Now I would like to invite 𝐒𝐢𝐞𝐦𝐞𝐬 Moderator DevOps Head Siemens Technology to speak about the Developing Tech Acumen Academia. Over to you, ma'am. Please give a big round of applause.
Respected authorities from the KC Global and Ministry and Government dignitaries and co-panelists and co-speakers, I would say. Thanks a lot for inviting me. As you might have read or heard probably, I'm an engineer by education, and I have spent my 22 years in the IT industry. So you might be thinking as to what am I doing here? How do I relate to the academia? So I would just like to share that past 8 to 9 years, I have attempted to give a part of my life to the education causes and youth empowerment causes. I'm fortunate to have been nominated in various roles for the Smart India Hackathon initiative by Government of India. And I'm really thankful that MHRD and AICTE gave me a chance to serve that bit to the youth, and that is where today when I was told to talk about the developing tech acumen in India or in students or in the Indian citizens, I was just thinking that my thoughts about this technical acumen were really different, and I specifically want to address this small talk to students because this is all about the students. So when we say acumen, again, as we know that acumen is nothing but a polished and thoughtful mindset to do a positive impact, right? When we attach technical to it, it is all about the technology. When it comes to my memories, more than talk, I'll share my experiences. So around 8 years back, when Government of India decided that we need to bring up the quality of education, the youth employability in our nation, we started the Smart India Hackathon initiative. It was started by solving problems for 29 odd ministries. Roughly around 40,000 students participated, and we solved around 600 problems of the nation on various themes. If we look back the last year, these numbers have outgrown. Now we have almost more than 8,000 institutes who are participating into this initiative. More than 50 lakh students are reached for this. And again, if you see the number of problems that students solved, they are more than 2,500. So when we think about why these numbers changed, the basic attempt or effort that we have done at our India level is increasing the technical education and definitely the technology acumen. And that is where the kind of energy that students exhibited in these Smart India Hackathon initiatives was phenomenal. And today if you see the startups which are getting generated in India, I will not go for any statistics because enough of the statistics was shown. I will not go about the technologies as well, but what I wanted to share on this dais is there were couple of hackathons which were international hackathons. These were the Indo-Singapore hackathons that we did, and mainly what we observed is our children were doing extremely well in technical acumen. Okay, the Indian students were extremely well in the technical acumen, but when it came to presenting the business, the value stream, and the kind of a reach of the innovative solution, the solutions were presented by Singapore students mostly. So in my opinion, along with the technical acumen, it is a techno-business acumen, techno-economic acumen is very important. And then all of us grown-up people, industrialists, academicians, we all know the importance of all of these things, but it is mainly the students who need to understand what are the different personas and why they need to think about technical acumen and in which way. So I just tried to pen down, because again, I was told that it's a panel moderation, but then it turned out to be a talk. So I kind of wrote down some of the things that I wanted to share, especially for the students. How many students are there? Okay, great. So as again, even lot of people on the dais said that there are a lot of parties which are required to play a role in building this technical acumen and gelling it together. So I feel there are a lot of personas which are required to understand why we require to have a technical acumen, right? For example, Indian government education bodies and ministries to dream the vision to conquer the agility, technology and innovation. Private institutes, we know they have funds. They make sure that they are able to use the funds to bring more advanced technology from maybe advanced countries down to our country. So that is where they need to have the technical acumen. Ministry of Education definitely to work on the policies and make sure that those silos are broken and it's a faster movement towards the technology and progress. And then the actual actors who are the faculties and the students, all of these. Faculties definitely to be able to be the role models, and someone said very rightly that they really need to get to that industry exposure. So the technical acumen for the faculties and education delivery people is absolutely important. And for students to dream to make in India, Modi ji have always been saying that what we need to do is create jobs and make in India. So I would like to give a few examples of some of the organizations that I have seen very closely working on such initiatives. One of them is I4C. I'm also on the I4C's executive committee, but I4C is one of the organizations who have been persistently pursuing the technical acumen improvements in Indian students. So they have been, the moment the technology comes, they kind of grab it and try to fuel the innovation around that technology. So we could see the NPCI blockchain, AI automotive hackathon arranged by I4C, and the very recent association of mine with I4C is I4C has inaugurated a latest initiative called Vidyanksha, and this is specifically to bring the industry closer to the students, and that's where there are quite an experienced people who have set an examples in the industry from a very small place, like for example Dr. Vivek Pawar sir from Hubli, who has done a real revolution in the employment and employability of the students from such a unknown place in the electronics area. So all of these things are happening, and our technological acumen is really growing up. This is again not new, because lot of people to whom we looked up from our childhood, for example, Arvind Gupta ji sir, who has got his unique site of toys which are made from the science and scientific methods. Without investing too much of a money, students can learn in the rural areas as well about the technology and how it plays role in our life, right? So obviously technology acumen is something which is very, very important to be developed, and looking at all the trends, the most important thing is bridging the gaps between different layers and between different actors who are playing the role in the technology. So I again recollect a very superb quote from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, none other than him. As a young citizen of India armed with technology and love for my nation, I realize a small aim is crime. So I always remember him and his thrust and his leading by examples on the technology, and just wish all of us that we contribute our 2 cents to improve the technology acumen for Indian citizens and students. Thank you. Thanks a lot.